How you doing? I just want to make a real quick video about selecting a relatively inexpensive harmonica. I'm just putting it out there, I'm a novice harmonica player. I do not respond to ads for a harmonica player. I'm a guy that can play a little guitar, play a little harmonica on top of that. And it's, for the most part, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple instrument. But when I first got started, I'm holding 4 harmonicas, and they're all in the key of A, and it's just been a process of elimination for me, really trying to find the right one. And so I figured I'd just make a quick video about just the different, or at least my findings in looking for or finally settling on a harmonica. So let me start with the obvious. There harmonicas are priced all over the place. You can start with something as cheap as, say, this Fender Blues Deluxe harmonica, which is about 12 bucks on Amazon or one of those sites. And for the most part, it gets somewhat leaky, as other harmonica players will refer to it as. That's when you hear a lot of air, not necessarily making anything vibrate, and so that's what you'll come to expect from a $12 harmonica. I would say that these aren't bad if you're dealing or playing a particular song that you don't do very often. Hey Hey My My, Neil Young plays on a B flat harmonica. It's the only song I'll do that's in B flat. I don't necessarily want to spend 50 or 100 bucks for a harmonica just so I can do that song. So I might, spring for 12 bucks just to get something that sounds decent and that you can play during that song. So that's the Fender Blues Deluxe. The next one I have in my hand is actually what a lot of people consider to be really one of the better of the bunch, and that is the Hohner Special 20. The Hohner Special 20, I believe, and I read somewhere that it was at one point labeled Marine Band Special 20, but I think they've since dropped the Marine Band. I don't know if I have that story right, so feel free to comment if you happen to know. The one thing about this harmonica is it sounds great and it's easy. There isn't a lot of leakage. You see what I'm saying? It sounds great. The problem that I've experienced with the Special 20 is this is the second one I have broken, because harmonicas have reeds on the inside, and when the reed breaks, which apparently it does on the Special 20s quite a bit. This is actually the second one I've owned in 6 months. So my first reed broke within like a month or two, and this one has a broken reed, which is one of the reasons why I'm holding 2 others. You'll hear it right here. Try to find it. There it is. That's what a broken reed sounds like. So I think it's on the 4th or possibly the 5th. So it's in the 5th position. So anyhow, the second of the bunch, and by the way, they're not cheap. I mean, relatively speaking, they're 40 to 50 bucks. You'll get them anywhere between $40 and $50 a piece. So again, this is my second one, so I've already invested $100 in the Hohner product. So I don't think I'll be buying another Hohner. They've got incredible reputations. They sound good. They're very vibrant, but I just don't like the fact that I've owned 2 in 6 months. So then I kind of went into and I went on to Amazon and some of the other sites and looked up, looked for other harmonicas. Came across a Bushman. Now, Bushman is an American-made harmonica. It's really one of the few American-made harmonicas. And from what I understand, it's a family, it's a guy who makes these, and he's got his whole family working with him. And so I really had high hopes for this. It had great reviews from other players. Unfortunately, I did not find it to be all that simple to play. I felt it was more akin to that Fender Blues Deluxe that I picked up for $12 than it was to the Hohner Special 20. Again, you can hear the leakage. Now, admittedly, I'm not a great harmonica player, and I'm sure there's a part of this that has something to do with technique, but I don't think it should ever sound like this, where you can hear as much of my breath as you can the reed vibrating. So, and from what I can tell, I opened this up, there are no broken reeds in this. So unfortunately, I wanted to like this for all the right reasons, but I ended up not being able to use it. And then finally, I found this Japanese harmonica made by Suzuki. I like the way it sounds. It's not as bright as the Special 20. You can hear it. It's not as loud. Doesn't have the kind of impact. But it plays pretty well. I've had it for a couple of weeks now. You never know. In a couple of weeks, the reed might break. Who knows? So more to come on that one. But I did, from a price standpoint, the Suzukis were $31. Special 20 somewhere in the mid 40 range. The Bushman, interestingly enough, in the high 30s. This is the Bushman right here, and the Blues Deluxe about $12. Blues Deluxe by Fender, by the way. One more thing I did want to mention about the Suzuki is that it has actually some rounded edges, which actually feels nicer in your mouth. I mean, quite candidly, when you play some of these others, even the Special 20, it's got kind of a squared edge, and so when you're kind of playing the higher or the lower notes, you're kind of nicking the side of your lip there. Whereas with the Suzuki, it's just a much more comfortable fit into your mouth, and that makes a difference. Again, I'm not an advanced harmonica player, as you can tell, but I figured I'd share that information with you. That's something I wish someone had shared with me when I was initially investing, quote unquote, in harmonica. So hopefully this has helped you, and good luck with your playing.